Watch that bone. Watch
I
it.
got you this
Hey,
mic.
go around.
Hello, everybody. As you guys know, it is evening tea time, and we get on here and we just have a blast. I just got to see my niece and nephew I ain't seen in a long time because they mama then moved to Georgia and left us up here in Maryland. And me and Tawan was trying to see the babies. We don't get a chance to see them. The mama ain't feeding them all in Atlanta. Oh, I forgot I'm
Lies.
live. I'm just
She's trying to get
going
you
off.
locked. She's
But
trying to get you locked
anyway,
up.
hi
She's trying to get
everybody.
you fixed,
Welcome
right?
to Evening Tea. Whatever, Tawan. Welcome to Evening
Lies.
Tea. We have not done Evening Tea since November. Can you guys believe that? This has been crazy.
Wow. Wow. That's a long
We
time.
have not
Right.
done evening tea since November. We all been busy. I hope you guys had an amazing holiday season. Happy birthday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I'm just
All
gonna
that.
say Happy
Black
Valentine's
Valentine's
Day,
Day.
Happy everything to you.
Feliz Navidad.
But anyway, you guys, we're back, and I am so glad that you decided to join us. Do us a favor, make sure that you put in the chat where you're joining us from. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. I appreciate you. For you guys that have been following me for any length of time, one of my pages that I have on Facebook. I know you guys are watching me on my YouTube channel, and you guys, I am so grateful to you guys. Y'all helped me hit 14,400 in the last month. I am so grateful to you guys. So do me a favor, put in the chat where you're joining us from. But my major Facebook page, business page was hacked, so I just started a new one. So you guys make sure you go follow me on that page. I would appreciate it. And so we always start off with evening tea. And I always ask my sister friends, what are you drinking? So today, Tawan, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm drinking two things, and I know they probably say, huh? So I have my aqua. Yes, it's red. I got a little bit of what's that stuff you put in there? Crystal Light.
Uh-huh.
And then I have my cranberry ginger ale.
Oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. Miss Kiki Rambler, what you drinking?
I am drinking some lemonade, and I can neither confirm nor deny that this said lemonade has something else in it.
Okay, well, I can confirm and I will not deny that I am drinking Tea Lovers Cafe. And Tawan, this is my little last pack, but this is the cranberry orange. And you know what? I had hid it. Let me tell y'all, I got to hide my tea from Gilbert because we be fighting over the tea. But anyway, this is my last one. It's cranberry orange, and I'm sure I'd have had it for a while, but this is the last little bit I got, and so I'm drinking cranberry orange from Tea Lovers Cafe, and we'll put the link in there. And so it is really good. I don't need any nothing in it. It's just the tea. So thank you. So that's what I'm drinking from Tea Lovers Cafe, and we'll put the link in the chat for you guys. But again, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. Put your comments or whatever in the chat. Again, we're just on here hanging out because we all live in different areas, and I don't get a chance to hang out with my sister friends. And so again, thank you guys so much for joining us. And so it's been a lot that's going on since we met. But let me tell you guys something.
So much.
I just came out of my 10-day Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage challenge. And let me tell you, I have not done that challenge, or I have not even sold the workbook since 2017. And I get a chance to coach, couples all over the world. I am blessed. But let me just tell you, this challenge had 15 women in it. And I had the best time that I've had in a long time in my business. And I'm telling you, it was 10 days of just joy because I got to do what I love. I got a chance to coach and to pour in and to listen. And we just became such a community that even though the challenge is over and we ended last Wednesday, we're still in the group. Like, I gave them a challenge that they have to execute their sexy back game plan. So 2 of my women are going to be executing their game plan tomorrow and Saturday. So I went in there and I encouraged them, and all the other women were like, go. And we didn't help them plan out everything. And I'm just like on cloud 9. So that was, I think, I'm being honest, I started off my year doing something that I hadn't done in a long time, which is group coaching, and it's something that I absolutely love. And I want to thank you and Tawan, because you guys have been encouraging me to do more of that. And but when you're doing one-on-ones and all those kind of things, it's great, but that part of actually coaching and seeing growth and seeing change, my mind is blown. I'm just being honest. So I want to start off by saying that.
Yay.
Thank you guys for encouraging me to do that. So Kiki, what do you got going on?
Well, let me just first of all say I'm so excited and happy for you. I know that, I talked to you throughout the whole thing, and you was just the excitement that it just re-energized you. And I love group coaching, but more so than that, I love just helping women, get that aha moment. And that's what you did, right? Like you really were able to work with that group. So I'm excited that went so well for you. And I'm looking forward to the subsequent challenges and stuff like that you'll do for these women in the future. So congrats on that. So for me, I just got off of my happiness 2-day happiness challenge, which was phenomenal. And just like you, being able to coach women and coach in a group is so fun. And so I was helping the women in this challenge really with two of my major principles of happiness, which is one is, really cultivating gratitude, and the other one is forgiveness. And that it was deep, right?
Yeah.
It's deep. Right. And so, and that is a larger 2-day challenge is part of a larger 7-day challenge, happiness challenge that we have in our Happy Women Lead community. And so that's really what we're focused on, really helping busy women and professionals learn how to thrive in the imbalance. Right. Because what I realize is that we're all super doing so many amazing things, and we want this whole work-life balance. But really what we need to learn how to do is thrive in the unbalance, because it ain't going to be balanced. Right. And it shouldn't have to be balanced, but we can thrive in that. Right. And so that's, so that's my mission these days, is to help us do that. And, continue in the coach and everything. So it's exciting.
So what you got going on, Mr. 101?
Well, first of all, congratulations to you both for your challenge and Kiki happiness. I mean, the more and more that I talk to people, the more and more people are trying to seek and find that happiness. And I always keep trying to tell them, it's not a whole lot of seeking. If you just be quiet and be still, it's in you. You just got to just be quiet and be still and get to it. So that's powerful. And just looking at gratitude and forgiveness, that's a big piece of getting there for yourself. And Gail, I know the women was empowered, so I'm glad for that. Tea Lovers Cafe has been busy. We're taking a road trip on Saturday, Gail and I and my daughter. A good friend, I ain't gonna say who it is, but a good friend, y'all kind of know her. She got me this major contract, and we will be delivering 100 of my signature tea boxes to a very, very exclusive apartment complex, y'all. And if you live in New York, you might want to go.
Ain't no apartment complex, baby. Them is high rise, big time.
Yeah, high rise.
What rent that is like $10,000 a month. I said, I can't imagine for a apartment.
Let me tell you, efficiency was 4,500, and I was like, an efficiency was 4,500. So we're gonna go take the 100 boxes up. I've partnered with someone else. We're going to be doing I have to do 55 boxes, these little cute boxes for tea for some teenagers. And then just picked up another client to do some favors for them for a wedding. So Tea Lovers Cafe is kind of going like that. Right. So, and I'm happy. So I'm just, hey, when you said that unbalanced, Kiki, just trying to balance tea lovers, women walking in their own shoes. Look, been so busy with tea lovers, I forgot that this was National Women's History Month.
Girl, yesterday was Yesterday
I was
was
like, Lord, but that's what's going on with
International
me.
Women's
So
Day.
really just
I am so excited for you, and like I said, this is huge, right? Because not only is that your tea is going to a couple of celebrity, like God is doing some amazing things. So I'm so grateful. Hey, Miss Lisa, how are you? How you doing? What you got going on? I can't keep up with you. You doing too much. What you got going on?
what
Well,
you drinking first? What you drinking?
Yeah, what you drinking?
so I am drinking cupcake Moscato.
Oh, I can neither. This is lemonade, but I can neither confirm nor deny there's something in here or not.
Well, the same
I'll
here, you know,
confirm
they
it.
had
I don't even
cranberry
know.
vodka, right? You know they had cranberry vodka.
It's something in it. It's something in it.
Well, I just have regular tea, people, because these women, they don't confirm or deny what they drinking. I'm confirming. I am drinking cranberry orange. So at least tell the people what you got going on real quick, and then we're gonna get into some tea.
So I will share this. I mean, there's a lot of things going on, but I had the wonderful opportunity to actually speak at a lunch and learn at the U.S. Department of Education. They opened it up to all the federal government employees with Department of Education, federal student aid to register. So I actually did a presentation that opened some doors there. So they're looking for me to possibly do some more. I actually am going back in April, and I'm also visiting another team that's within the building on the 24th, I believe, of March, because what's happening is a lot of the supervisors think that the power shut up, and the importance of communication is very useful on the job. So they actually are going out there and buying a book for their entire team, and then they're calling me in to do some workshops with them. So I'm really excited about where this is going. So yes, that's been the highlight of the week among other
the week. See, you heard her say the week. We talking about stuff that happens a month. She talking about for the week. But I am so excited for you.
Congratulations.
And like I said,
congratulations.
I congratulate all of you ladies. And like I said, I'm so glad to be around people who smarter than me. It's just whatever. And I want y'all also know, let me tell you, Tawan paid up. She owed me $5.35. And she paid up. I just want y'all to know that, because she used these women, you know, they be like nickeling. Oh, you get a nickel for that. You know, we give good ideas. They be like, you get a penny and 25 cents. You know, Kiki, I think, is the cheapest one. But anyway, but Tawan finally paid up on Saturday. I just want y'all to know that. So, and I didn't go get my biggie bag because the highway was shut down.
Tawan, I need to get in touch with you because you know how I move. Yeah, that's mine. We need to talk about that because that's mine.
Yeah, because they real cheap. Anyway, y'all, let's get into some tea. Let's get into some tea. And Kiki, you're gonna really resonate with this, because I think, let me tell you, I have only flown first class twice in my life. I'm being honest with you. You know, I just go and get on Southwest and check my bags. I know the whole routine. I pay for to get on the first 25 people, whatever that is, and go on about my business. But 10 Black professional women bought first class tickets on a major airline. And they said they had never faced so much racism in their lives. Interesting. It was 10 of them. They was going on a girls' trip. Every last one of their income is $250,000 plus. And they said that once they boarded the plane and sat down, because of course they got on first, 2 different airline stewardess at 2 different times asked them, was they seated in the wrong place?
Was this at the same time, or they were all on the same flight, or this is just different times?
No, this was all on the same flight. Like all 4 of us plus our other crew say we're gonna go, just say, to the Bahamas, and we all buy first class tickets. Yeah, and you know, it's like 8 or 9 of us usually when we all together, right? You know, and so it was 10 of them.
Not the question.
Yeah, both of them. All of the 2 different airline students that was on the plane asked them, was they seated in the wrong section? And they had to pull out their tickets to say, no, we all have first class tickets. The second thing that happened on the same flight before it even left off, a guy yelled at them and told them to move their so-and-so's to the back of the plane because he's sure that they were sitting in the wrong seats because he was Caucasian and he couldn't even afford to sit in them seats.
So did they remove him?
No, it gets better. A Caucasian woman gets on the flight who was in first class and asked the question was, where was first class? And the stewardess said, this is first class. And she said, well, why are they sitting up here?
Oh,
yeah. And then she proceeded to ask them, did they win some kind of
no, we're not going there.
Or were they displaced by the airline for them to be up front? And I'm not even lying.
I can't with the winner prize. I can't. No, we're not doing that.
So the question is, and Kiki, you fly first class pretty much everywhere you go. The question is, and their thing was they had never faced such blatant racism in their lives. And they were just getting on a plane and they were saying how racism is so alive. And now in our culture, it's not being hidden. It's not being, nobody's hiding it, right? People are just saying whatever they want to say. So my question is, I know that at some point in time, we have all faced racism. But Kiki, I know you've flown first class in the last 2 weeks. Do you ever get that vibe when you're up there?
I haven't experienced it. And maybe and I'm keenly aware since I work in diversity, equity, and inclusion, right? I'm keenly aware of it. I may have some people who I sit beside who don't necessarily talk to me the flight, but I don't see that as necessarily racism because sometimes you get in your seat and you don't want to talk to nobody. And so I'll sit in my seat and not talk to my neighbor or anything like that. But and like for instance, one neighbor, he didn't talk to me, but when he got up, he helped me with my bag. Right. Like, so it wasn't like we didn't have conversations throughout the flight or nothing like that, but he still like helped me with my bag and everything. I mean, I think I get looks, but ain't nobody ever said anything to me. And
so do you find that you are in the minority sitting in first class?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And it's interesting. It's just some flights. So the flight between Atlanta and DC, I'm not in the minority, right? Okay, right. Like I literally see, me and him should know each other. I literally see Roland Martin every time I get on the plane. Yeah. I'd be like, hey, what's up? Right? Like I literally see him, but it's Atlanta, it's DC, right? So that flight is heavily populated with African-American people on that flight. When I'm going other places, however, outside of Atlanta, outside of DC or whatever, I'm on the flight pretty much in first class by myself. And so like I just went to Cali. And that ticket was expensive, right? So I can see it, but that is a longer flight. So for me, on longer flights, I'd rather fly first class because you get food, you get drinks, you get all those things. But I think I was the only one going and coming that was African-American in first class on that flight.
And Lisa, so, have you ever had any experience with that kind of thing? Or,
I haven't. And not on that level. I think that's extreme. Because you can't control what people think. And I'm sure, in daily living, people are thinking all kinds of things. As long as you keep it to yourself, I mean, I'm good. Because I keep mine to myself. So, I'm saying I'm good in that space. But to go from, and here's the thing, because the stewardess said it, I think it kind of it gave power to now the passengers.
Exactly.
So that's a huge problem because all they're waiting for is a green light. If you do it, then that means I can do it, especially if there was no correction behind it. So if I was in, and then I'm wondering if it's because then you're talking about numbers. So if you're saying
It was 10.
it was 10 people, then to me that's what kicks in the intimidation. It's sad to see, but now you see 10 Black women who can afford to be in this space, and all they trying to do is to get to where they trying to go. They're not hurting anybody, but that's when they can't hold you can't hold it in, because now the jealousy, I wish how they, I mean, and you feel that all the time when you certain places you go, you feel like that there's this air of, well, how you have a car like that, or how you get to, and I don't understand. I get it as far as it happens, but I've never seen it that blatant before, ever. I mean, ever.
Yeah. I was shocked too. Tawana, have you ever experienced that?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's been a while since I flew first class, but even then, no.
Okay. Well, again, I was like, really,
it was the numbers, though. I think that was the guiding force, or the pushing force behind that, was the numbers. And when you're not accustomed to seeing something, then it becomes something odd. And then, of course, you have to contribute it to something greater than that. These are 10 women who can really afford to put themselves in first class and take themselves on a trip. That's what it came down to. The unconscious bias became conscious bias at that point. You know what I'm saying? So
I'll also say too that I had an unconscious bias happen to me in the Sky Lounge. You're right. So I don't know if I told y'all about that. So I went into the Sky Lounge, and like I say, I fly one airline often, and I think the woman who was in the Sky Lounge, just the attendant, she wanted to be helpful, so she saw me and my husband and the two babies. And she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna give y'all two for free, because the Sky Lounge, it costs some money if you're not a member, or if you ain't got this certain credit card." So I said, "Okay, fine." I pull out my Chase card. She's like, "Oh no, you can't pay with that." And I'm like, "I paid with that the last time I was in here with me and just my husband." And she was like, "No, come on over here." So I started following her. She said, "Because the only reason you could have paid with a different credit card is if you were a member." And I'm like, "Yeah, I am." And she was like, "Oh, okay, well, come on over here. Let me process you." Jamil looked at me. I looked at him, and we were like, I got to the hotel, and I didn't call, which I should have did, but I was pissed. And so I went on and I applied for an American Express Platinum card because I can get it. And I did. And so, yeah, I mean, but you see what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have the card just because I didn't have the card, but I went on because I was so pissed about that interaction, and I didn't want something like that to happen again. But I didn't address it head on. I went around and just did what I knew I could do, which was get an American Express Platinum card. And I have that, and I have access to the lounge on that card. And so does my husband. And now I have access to all the lounges around the country and then some. So I didn't address it head on, but there was definitely a oops there. There was definitely some bias there, that the fact that I couldn't have a membership to the
assumption that it had to be something else.
But how do you get it? Well, I'm not part of none of them lounges, but
and let me say this though, Kiki, what is very odd with this, so y'all know who I work for. So I did a lot of traveling in a certain position I was in, so I could go into those places.
Yes.
And one time I remember the lady said, kind of like, "How you're here?" And I'm like, and she automatically said, "Oh, you have to work here." But she was saying for the airline in order for me to be in. I was like, "No, I don't work for the airline." And she just kept looking at me, and I was just like, and I refused to say. And while it was what I did for who I worked for that allowed me to really get in there. But you were saying, but you was putting me with the airline, and that's not who I am.
Right.
But anyway, and I was, I mean, and then, you know, just her whole persona. And I was just like, baby, it's not even this serious and this deep. I come in here and pay for this overpriced food. It's really a convenience.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because if I be out here with these peoples, I can be at the McDonald's and really, I don't have to spend $50 or $40 for my meal when I can come out here and spend almost $10.
So look, so based on that, I mean, but here it's the assumption for me, because the assumption that because you don't see us there, or because you don't see a lot in first class or whatever, does not mean that they can't sit there. It may be that they ain't trying to pay the $5. I mean, it doesn't mean they can't. Right. They just chose not to. But the assumption that you can't is my issue, because we all have choices to make.
Because everybody on this call can afford to sit in first class.
Absolutely. I just choose to do what I do.
Exactly.
And I know the rules. You know,
but the assumption that the reason that you're not is because you can't. And that's what that's the misconception, because that's what burns me, because it's kind of like but I mean, and I know there's situations and have been with family members where, you know, they didn't want to say what kind of car they drove or whatever, because there was going to be some judgment, or, you know, you're nervous that all of a sudden if the supervisor sees what you rolling in, they like, oh, wait a minute, we must be promotion because you ain't supposed to be moving like that. And it's so sad to see that kind of jealousy. I mean, logically, it's like, this is just stupid, but it exists big time. But
it exists, and just to let you know that the 4 of the ladies own patents, they engineers. I mean, these chicks is bad. So anyway, moving right along.
So let me ask you real quick: did they say anything about them contacting, you know, that particular airline? Because I would have been on the phone with somebody.
Oh yeah. Once they finished and they got out, you know, because they started recording the behavior, right? Okay. So the airline is did do their due diligence, and and they compensated them well.
Yeah, they would want to.
As they should.
Because one of the things that I can't remember. I read the article. One of the components that they use, one of the softwares or something they use at that particular airline, one of the girls developed it.
Wow.
Yeah. This challenge.
What did you say, Karma in the new pair of tennis shoes?
Not sure how I got here, but great. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for getting on here. For futuristic vibes. I appreciate you. So let's go to this one. I think Kiki brought this to me, or Tawan brought this to me. A man with 7 children.
Oh yeah, I sent that to you.
Oh yeah,
A man with 7 children.
I heard that came up on my show.
The man with 7 children. Yeah, he done made national news. He's a dad to 7 children, and he claims that he went and told all of the women who chose to have sex with him that he was not going to use protection, for one. For two, that he did not want any children.
Okay, wait a minute.
And some of the ladies have chosen to go ahead. He said he offered them the 48-hour pill. He offered them abortions when they got pregnant by him. But they decided to carry the children and bring them to fruition. And his thing is that he don't want to have nothing to do with them. He don't want to meet them. He's not paying for them, because he was upfront 100% honest that he did not want to have any children.
Turn off the mic. Turn off the mic. That's all I'm saying. Turn the mic off.
Now, see, I'm going to take a different perspective, which y'all probably not going to like.
Go ahead.
My perspective on it is, if I'm just going to use Gail, right? Who's my husband, but if we was dating, right? And he came to me and he was like, he was open and honest what this man is saying. Now we don't know. None of the women have spoke out, right? Now, as of yet. if he came to me and like, listen, like me and you vibing, you know, I want to get with you sexually, you know, but I don't want to have no children. Like I don't want to have no children. I'm going in with no protection. And he's open and honest, and I choose, right, to have sex with him without protecting myself, i.e., birth control, making him put on a whatever that looks like. If he was open and honest with me and I end up pregnant, then was very clear to me that he didn't want to have no children. Then it's on my choice. I can't make him be a father to something that he said he didn't want. That's the way I feel about it. What do y'all think? Go on and let me hear.
First of all,
Lisa can't even help
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, okay,
look, first of all,
look at Tawan.
First of all, says a lot of men in the world. I mean, this is killer for people. I mean, talking about putting something in a book and say, use this. First of all, you can't, it's not that you're, and maybe this is just Lisa's opinion, it's not that you're making him be the father. The reality is, whether he told you before and she did it anyway, all of that stuff, at the end of the day, he's still the father. It doesn't change. You don't get to say, because I told her ahead of time I don't want kids, I'm not the father. You still the father. Now, what you do about that is another issue. But you are the father. Okay, you are.
I don't think he's denying that he's father. He doesn't deny he's the father. What he's denying is that he told them he did not want to be. He didn't want to have any children. He told them that was not using protection.
Okay, I got you.
Wait, Lisa, and he said he was very honest. They chose. He said he would pay for an abortion. He said that he would give them the plan B. They decided that they wanted to engage.
I got you, but if someone does not want children, then they do not have sex.
Well, no, Lisa. No, Lisa.
I mean,
wait a minute. Hear me out, Lisa.
If you really don't want to have children, why are you? I mean, come on.
No. Let me say this.
Something could happen.
Well, let me say this. If he really made a conscious decision that he did not want to have children, and he know that he still wanted to participate in the act of sex with women, then it was up to him to do whatever it needed to be done to ensure that he would not impregnate women.
I got you.
When I say about that, I mean that he should have went and got snipped so that he would not make that mistake. What he should not have done is gambled, thinking that, okay, I'm going to entrust another person to make a decision about her body based on something he wanted. He wasn't being a responsible adult. And by telling me that you would give me the day after pill or that you would pay for an abortion, at the end of the day, the moment I got pregnant, it was my decision to decide what I wanted to do. I don't care about the morning after pill. Maybe I just wanted a child and I didn't mind if I had one with you and you could go disappear and be whoever you want and keep on. Promising people.
I fold to Tawan because I missed the snip part, because in my mind it was kind of like the same thing. Like I'm not convinced when anybody says that, but they not fixed and they haven't guaranteed that it won't happen, then I don't believe them. You're lying. You're just you're not telling the truth.
Here's what I think. I mean, definitely I think the blame absolutely falls on both people. I'm not saying that, I think that us as women, if I'm speaking to Gail's point, right, we need to stop being so damn naive about these dudes out here in these streets thinking that they're going to be fathers to these children. Now, one of the things that this article said, because I did read it or whatever, I listened to his whole video. He was like, these women that he dealt with were jump off girls.
I can't.
This is what he said. He's like, they was jump off girls.
Of course.
So he was like, these are not women that I want to be with in the first place, right? And so this is what he's saying, right? And I'm
seven times, right? Seven times.
So here's my thing is, I asked somebody today, because she said that she knew somebody who was on there, because we were talking about having kids older than our age. Y'all know I had Trey at 41 years old. And because I don't want to have no kids, I got them two snipped, tied, burned, thrown in the trash, did all the things with them, right? But they not here so that I don't get pregnant. Okay.
Right.
Because I'm done.
Burn.
So,
don't clip nothing. Burn.
So as an adult, as a sane adult, if you don't want children, you don't have mistakes to have children. Right. You know what makes children, right?
Exactly.
Now, who's gonna get the losing end of the stick for all of this is them babies, right? Because they, first of all, they ain't asked to be here by him nor their mama, but they here and they're gonna get the bad end of the stick. And that's the part that saddens me, because not the fact that he's like, oh, I told him and everything like that. Yeah, they here now though. They here now.
Well, that was my point. It's
a mute
issue. It's a mute issue. I don't care what you told them beforehand. You laid down. You didn't make sure there was a guarantee. So you have to deal with the consequences just like she do. But it's like, to tell, first of all, it's just absolutely ridiculous to say, well, I told him ahead of time. So, I mean, that clears me. That's just foolishness.
Yeah,
it's foolishness on both of their parts.
I hear what you guys are saying. I hear what you guys are saying, but I also say that if somebody tells you something, believe them. If somebody shows you who they are, believe them. He's told them, right? This is again, I ain't talked to the man or whatever.
Are they asking them for child support?
He said he ain't paying nothing. He didn't talk.
No, but I'm asking, are these 7 jump offs asking him for child support?
But I don't know if he said that, but he ain't gonna have no choice, because guess what? If you're the daddy and they get a DNA test, you're gonna have to pay for child support whether you don't want to or not. You can be pissed all you want to.
No. Well, I was just asking Kiki because Gail said when somebody tells you and shows you, because some of these women, let's just say
they already know you're not gonna pay and they don't care.
Suppose I was just a woman that just wanted to have a child.
Right.
And me and you connected and I just wanted to have a baby. It wouldn't have mattered what you said to me. If I had a different end game in mind, and if it just so happened, then I would be willing to do it. Whether you told me about a pill, you was going to give me $400 for abortion. Matter of fact, I probably would have took your abortion money and I would have put it in the baby bank account and just let it get some dividends. And by the time they graduate high school, I can say, this is what your daddy did for you. If he did nothing else but make
you put them all the way to college. Lord have mercy.
I mean, I'm just saying.
The fact that he called all 7 of them jump off just tell me it tells me who he's anyway. Because what does that say about you? That you would pick,
Lisa, he a hoe.
You would pick 7 jump offs. What does that say about you, sir?
He himself is a jump off.
He a hoe. What I'm saying, but you picked 7 of them. So you, sir,
we had a name for those guys. Bum. So we had a name for them guys, but okay. So let me just say this: I'm coming from living in the hood.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm coming from, because that's where I used to live at. Them dudes is a dime a dozen.
Yeah.
And if you also living in the hood, because that's who you probably getting with, right? Like, y'all in the same boat. Yeah. Y'all in the same boat. Yeah, but he was one of those dudes who was confident enough about himself to be like, yo, if you get pregnant, it ain't on me. And you think that's enough. But I'm naive enough, because I may want somebody to love me. I may still think that I can change him. I'm naive enough to still lay down with him and have and do that. So then it's on me too.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
So that's why I took the stance that I took, because I believe, I mean, if he was as open and honest as he opened his mouth and said, then you have to take some responsibility too. You do.
Everybody has a role to play.
Yeah, everybody does. Has a role to play. But I think it's a strong to even just based on the story, to think that he was telling the truth and not hearing what they say. I would venture to say that probably is not the case. But of course, if you don't hear from the women, you can say all day long, I told them. But how many times have we heard that story? And it wasn't true. It wasn't true. You telling everybody else you told them, but that ain't what you said when you was in it. That's not what you said. That ain't what you said. And it don't matter anyway, because you is the daddy. You's the daddy.
Okay, Maury. Okay.
You is
You are the father.
Moving on.
Hey,
Y'all.
look, Lisa. Hey, Lisa, look. I'm
Right.
ready to open the envelope.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. There you go, Tawan. Where's the envelope? Wait a minute.
You are the father.
after the seventh time. He like,
You are the father.
Y'all are so dumb.
Times seven.
Hey, Lisa, I bet you it's more than that.
Probably.
oh
The
yeah,
Well,
other
he
one
said
just said,
7.
don't put me in that. Don't put me in that. I made a mistake. And I don't want nobody to know I know you. That's all that is.
right. I'm like, I'm
All
high.
right. Y'all listen. Y'all know this is crazy. China has developed a device for people who have long distance relationships that want to kiss.
Yeah,
And no,
where
they
do you
do.
find these stories?
You put this device on your, and it has lips. You put the device on your phone and you kiss it, and the other person has a device, and you are supposed to be able to feel their lips and their kiss, and that's unique to your person, right? And so my question to you guys is called a long distance kissing device. Would you guys use that device if your significant other or husband was somewhere across the world? Would you use it?
Just stop it.
No, it's true. Y'all, I ain't gonna just get on here and say anything. Would y'all utilize it?
No.
Dumb. That is dumb.
Tawan, fix your face.
No.
Don't fix your face, Tawan.
Look. No.
Let me see your marquee. That's just dumb.
No, because seriously, it has lips on it.
That's dumb.
So let me ask this question: since these phones now, so the real purpose of this whatever they came up with, this device, this kissing device, is so that you could feel
the other person's lips and how they kiss and all that to keep you, engaged.
How about we're gonna just go ahead and stick to FaceTime and I love you. And you
they doing the most. That's too much.
I mean, I don't understand.
So y'all would use the device?
I can feel it when you get back home. I can feel it when you get back home. I can
it's
feel it when we get back together.
It's unnecessary behavior. Just unnecessary.
And it's unnecessary money. It's all unnecessary. It's just unnecessary.
It's unnecessary behavior. Just unnecessary.
There you go.
I was like, I don't know.
People are gullible because it's like, I want to meet the person who decides that they want to purchase that.
Well, I'm telling you.
Well, there will be some people, because some people who do this long distance dating. They meet people on apps.
So isn't that a little thirsty?
Yes, but you acting like it ain't people out here who thirsty, girl.
Well, that's true, but they ain't sending lips through the phone, though. I mean,
and see, yeah, that's crazy. That
okay,
she do nothing else with it. She was like, yeah, that's great.
I just thought I would ask you guys. I thought it was a cool
You
device.
knew what was going to happen when you asked us that. You knew what was going to happen.
Y'all not innovative. But
yeah, leave me out. Look, what's
innovative?
What's that social media comment that they say? Let somebody else do it. Nah, I don't want to do it.
Y'all not on the cutting edge. Okay, so this what really disturbed me, and all of us had kids in school, right? And some of us have grandkids that are going to school. Arlington, Virginia school district is meeting about allowing kids to bring Narcan to the schools, especially the middle schools and high schools, because they're having so many children overdose in the bathrooms. And they're allowing the kids to bring it because they're not allowed to put cameras, and they don't have enough staff to monitor the bathrooms when these, especially high school and middle school students, are overdosing and taking these fentanyl pills and all this kind of stuff. So they're trying to say if they allow their friends and the kids to have the Narcan, that they wouldn't have so many deaths popping off now. What do you guys think as a parent? I'll go first. I think it's absolute asinine that we are going to allow children to start administering stuff that emergency staff administer And I think it's absolutely asinine that our children know that they can go to the bathroom where there's no cameras. They know they can go to the bathroom and get high, vape, and do everything in them bathrooms, and the teachers don't have any kind of authority to go in the bathrooms and monitor that. I just think it's a sad state for us to be in. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
get all that.
I think that we're also putting just our kids in a position to have to do something like that, right? To have to feel
Save
like
their
save
friends.
a life for friend and stuff like that. And that too can be traumatic, right? Like if they, try to administer this and then it doesn't work or they do it wrong. I mean, what kind of liability and stuff is that going to put on the child? But more so than that, what kind of trauma is that going to add to a child's life as well, right? I just think that we have a real problem when it comes to these drugs, and it's getting more and more rampant as they have even a new drug out there that then hit the streets that are, I can't even think of the name of it, but it's having a zombie like effect on people, and they're walking around like zombies,
like The Walking Dead.
Yeah. And so
Jeez.
I just think that our policing of that, like I think the policing of just how do we get these drugs off the streets is something that we need to be focused on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially in our school system, like, of course I went to school a long time ago, but the most that happened in our bathrooms was fist fights, right? Ain't nobody smoking cigarettes, getting high, doing all, because you was too afraid, right? Because mamas was mamas and daddies was daddies, and the lady across the street, was sitting on like you couldn't do all this stuff that these children have rights, right?
Not even rights, but if the video that I sent you about the little girl in Walmart, these the new kids, right? Like here in Georgia, these students have broken and fought a couple of teachers, broken ribs and legs of the teachers. So not only are the kids just they a different breed now, they're fighting their teachers. And so as a educator, you now going to school fear from your life from a child that's like not even your child, that's younger than you.
Well, what is crazy is I get called all the time asking, me to come, substitute and stuff like that in the school system, because y'all know my first degree is in early childhood development. And I tell them no, because murder would be the case that they gave me. Because when you get to putting your hands on me, that's where teaching stops, right? And that's the reason why it's such a shortage of teachers, because my Aunt Clarice was an educator for 35 years, but they could paddle your behind, but they loved on you, they fed you, they did everything, you know what I mean? But nowadays, these kids tell you to shut the F up and throw stuff at you and all this. And it's where does that end, right? Where does that teaching end and you getting abused? And it was just ruled today that a 6-year-old that shot his teacher, bought a gun and shot his teacher, and he ain't gonna even be prosecuted. Ain't nothing gonna happen to him. His parents don't have to take responsibility for him. And so it's like you got this 6-year-old that just shot this woman and could have killed her because he shot her in the stomach. And so she's got all this major stuff going on and nothing's going to happen to him. So what's going to, you see what I'm saying? So he doesn't even know the consequence. And I understand he's 6 years old, but somebody needs to take credit that you didn't mess with this woman's life for the rest of her life.
Well, I'm sure she can bring about a civil suit against them. Although they're not going to do criminal action. She's going to be able to sue and do some things. But
I'm sure, right.
We have so many situations that's out of hand, and this drug problem. See, now we're looking for remedies. I'm going to go back to the 80s and the 90s when crack was a epidemic, and it was impacting the hood. And when it was taking out our African-American families, see, you let the epidemic go on. But now that it's impacting others, now we're trying to find all these creative solutions. It is no way possible that I would want, I have 5 grandkids. I would not want not one of them to have to go to school. It's bad enough they have to go to school and deal with all the other atrocities that go on in school. Then to see somebody, one of their friends, OD in the bathroom, and then you tell me that my 10-year-old granddaughter should have Narcan, and which she wouldn't have, and she gonna whip it out, and then she gonna stick you, and then if she doesn't do it correctly, Kiki's now gonna come sue Tawan because your child has given my child something and didn't do it properly because she's not trained, she's not in the profession to do this, has not been trained in how to do this. So now that my child is now
overdosed and jacked up.
Got some mental illness behind all this, or some kind of physical ailment now behind this. Now you want to sue me and make me liable. See, that's not the solution, to give something to children and make them responsible for something that we have been doing in our legislation and some other different ways of dealing with this. It's just a different way of dealing with this. However, because we're trying to save a whole nother community, we're going to do whatever it is possible.
Putting it in the hands of our children, that's putting that kind of responsibility now on children. That to me, that's like a pass off. There's no adult in the world. So now you're gonna put it on the kids. And Cameron is a teacher now, so it was a whole different decision. I kind of laid down some rules for him. Because it's a wonderful thing to be a young, Black man going into the school system. It's a commodity. It's a good thing, and they and it's I think it's 6th grade, and it's a challenge. But they do have a certain respect for him, I think, because they've never seen this before. It's been a long time coming to see us in that position. I even have another family member who's vice principal at a high school. So it's a good thing. But I also, try to explain to him what the decision is. There's certain things that you're going to have to be mindful of, because this is a different world, and all the things that come with just who you are as a person. The answer is no. The answer is no to everything. Because then in my mind as a mom, I'm thinking, because I don't want no other situations from some foolishness, because all these games going on, and I can get them this way, or I can get them this way, and it's dangerous out there to be
a teacher,
to not be aware of what's out there. So I mean, I applaud him because I think this is a wonderful thing he's doing. But I mean, with any teacher nowadays, male, female, whatever, it's like keep your eyes and ears open at all times, because it's not the same decision back in the day when people decided to become teachers. It's a whole different situation. I applaud those people because we still need teachers. But it's a different decision. So you can't fault people for, sometimes other things take precedence when you make this decision. He started as substitute, and then the opportunity came about. It's not where he'll stay, but it's, it's a great opportunity. But it is also a scary one.
And I applaud anybody who is a teacher. Like I said, I get calls all the time from the school system where I live, and I turn them down respectfully, because I understand they need teachers, but no.
Well, look, with the reasoning that you gave, I laughed because, I mean, that even came down to back years ago when it came to the metro, riding the train to go back and forth to work. And I would start to see activity on the train, and the decision was based on, I know who I am, and I can't sit on these trains and watch young people attacking older people and me not say anything. And I understand now I'm putting myself in danger. So for that reason, I just had to make different decisions, because I said, look, I ain't trying to go away from here, but I know me and what I'm going to be able to do, which is not watch. So because I know this, I'm not made of the watch. I don't know how to do it. So I was like, I don't need to be there. But that's another hard decision, because then those people are still vulnerable who don't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's just hard. It's hard.
Hi, Pam. Hi, my god, sister Pam here. I appreciate you. Um, all right, for our last topic before we get off of here, and I'm so excited you guys got on evening tea. I'm trying to think which one I want to talk about. I don't know if I want to talk about the wife who shot her husband or AI voice. I think I want to talk about the wife who shot her husband because I want to see what y'all would say. A wife shot her husband in a hotel after he was accused of child abuse. She owned a daycare. And she found out that the husband was conducting inappropriate behavior. And my god sister used to own a daycare, many daycares.
It's an in-house daycare?
Yeah, it was an in-house daycare, right? Okay. And
or was it a center?
No, it was a center. I'm sorry, it was a center. It was a center. And she found out and she shot him.
My question, he was security for the center, y'all. He was security.
Is he dead?
No,
he ain't dead.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
He was security for the center.
Yeah, because he was an ex-police or something. So she hired him when he retired. She hired him as security.
Yeah. So my question to you guys, murder would have been the case that they gave me, and if I was gonna shoot him, he would have met his maker.
This is why I asked, is he dead?
Because I can't imagine me building a daycare, right? I'm hiring you to protect us and the daycare.
That's a snap.
And you the one perpetrating what I'm trying to protect.
Yeah.
And my thing is, I hope she plays temporarily crazy. I was just crazy.
Well, so the more to the story, she's not going to be able to really get insanity because she said I was very clear about my decision and what I did. She owning her ish. And she took the gun to the hotel where they was, so it's looking like premeditated. But she was hotter than fish grease. They're trying to make an example out of her because I do believe they're trying to make an example out of her because they're trying to give, like, she got denied bail. Really, why did you deny her bail? For real, he ain't died. Okay, so it's not murder, so he ain't dead. It's just assault with a deadly weapon. I mean, you let people out here who beating women down and doing things, you let them out on bail every day. Please tell me why he got to get out because he was an ex-police officer. I don't know whether that's the case. But they said that they're really trying to make an example out of this woman because she is melanated. And that, it was just, I'm not saying she ain't snapped because I'm sure. And she said the reason she took the gun with him because he is violent and abusive. And she knew she was going to approach him. And so what happened is one child opened their mouth and the floodgates. One parent came out. And then once it came out, it came out that it wasn't just one child. There was
multiple children.
So isn't there such a thing as being conscious of your decision, but still being mentally snapped? I'll say both. You can make some conscious decisions within a state of whatever. So I say she should go for it because
I don't know how a lawyer can do that.
I pray that she gets a lawyer.
I just want her to try. I want her to
because I pray that she gets a lawyer. I love Gil with every fiber of being, but any of my girls, my boys, anybody tell me he done something, murder will be the case that they gave me.
That's just a snap situation, whether she consciously decided whatever, it's still a snap. It's just a snap.
Yeah.
People can make all kind of decisions in another state.
Yep. So, hey, Lisa, I'm not arguing with you. I believe
I got you. I'm like,
I believe that she was. You just think about how you just ruined my whole reputation.
Yep.
He
took away my livelihood. He took away everything because she's never going to be able to live her dream again. Not when it comes to that.
Well, she might. Then let me say this: all of the parents are backing her. The parents are backing her.
Right. Well, amen for that.
And you probably know why, because so many people always deny. Oh, my husband would have never. Your child is lying. They said she was so hotter than fish grease. She was like, you gotta go.
Well, any good, well-thinking woman, especially if children are coming to you saying something, you need to do something.
You need to do
All
something.
of them children ain't lying, and most children at those little tender ages she had, they don't even know what that is. You see what I'm saying?
That in itself is like snapped. I mean,
See,
whether
I mean-
it's my baby or not, it's like
I got small kids.
Uh-huh.
And just the thought of
Mhm.
that, I can't even think about it because
Yes.
I mean, my whole being
Yep.
Uh-huh.
is to protect.
Uh-huh.
So I don't care who you are.
I don't care. I told you, you
I don't
love
care
them to death.
who you are.
Murder will be the case.
If
They be like, one
this
sexy
is
wife
something-
going to jail tonight at 5.
We got too much trauma already. Like these
Right.
babies. These are babies.
Right.
Come on, man.
Yep.
And it's plenty of people out here giving it away.
Yeah.
All you got to do is tell them that you
that's
don't
not-
want
that's-
no children and
that's-
you will pay
that's a
for an
sickness.
abortion.
That's something here, though.
sickness.
I
Yeah.
That's
know.
something here. That's sickness.
I know, but I'm just saying, gee.
That we couldn't even, that's the messed up part about it. We couldn't even get there because it's just sick in a way that you can't.
It's just disgusting.
Yeah, you can't even get there. Just the thought makes your stomach hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's sad though because you destroy these children.
Mhm. Before they even get a chance.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Before they even get a chance. You know what I'm saying? You,
Yep.
you start taking away their innocence and decisions, and you just start dictating so many different things because I don't believe a 4 or 5-year-old should have to be so guarded. You know what I'm saying? They should be able to enjoy being a child,
Exactly.
and not be frightful of people.
right.
Yeah.
Because
Yep.
there's so many layers that comes with that,
Yeah.
when
And like, I'm not gonna lie, I applaud her. I do.
I'm not mad at her decision, man.
But
Let me
I
be very
applaud
clear.
her for doing what was right, and I'm blessed to hear that the parents are backing her
Absolutely.
because she needs to be backed. And I'm not even lying because that right there, yeah.
Yeah.
Downright, just as downright trifling.
Yes.
Dag, I didn't want to end on that
But
note.
you know what? Let me
I didn't want to end on that note, so we're gonna end on something positive.
Yeah,
But I want to say is he didn't die, but I'm kind of glad he didn't die because I want you to be able to face what you did, and I want you to be able to pay for. See, dying doesn't give you no accountability.
that's true.
You don't have a consequence when you're dead. I mean, you got to speak to Jesus about it, but obviously he didn't care about talking to Jesus about it. But when you got to stand in front of your peers, and then they have to look at and hear these testimonies, and they get to say guilty, 25 years to life. That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
sweet.
That's sweet.
That's sweet. Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
sweet.
And then when you get in jail, you're gonna run into one of their cousins.
Oh,
Listen,
when we get there, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
listen. You better watch that back.
Yeah,
Don't drop the soap.
it's a wrap. It's a
Drop the
wrap.
soap.
Thing.
That's all I got to say. Don't drop the soap.
Bubba and John gonna get her. Anyway, oh my God, I'm so glad that we're back on track doing evening tea. And everybody, thank you guys so much for tuning in on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching on Facebook. Thank you guys for finding me on my new page. Again, please go support that new page. We have so many amazing things coming from each one of these sister friends of mine. And so I'm excited about 2023. Like I said, I am going to go do some more of my challenges because I absolutely love that. I was like, that brought me joy and brought me life. So you guys look out for some more challenges from me. I know Kiki and Lisa and Tawan have some major things coming up. So I'm excited about being able to support them. So make sure that you go follow all of these ladies. Also, we want to send a special prayer out to our sister friend Deidre. She wasn't feeling good tonight, so she wasn't able to get on. So I'm just praying that she feels better. And you guys, I love you guys to pieces, and thank you so much. Y'all don't understand how much I appreciate each and every last one of you guys for getting on here and supporting Evening Tea. But thank you guys for all listening in, and we will see you guys next month. I moved it from the third Thursday to the second Thursday because because I think it just works for more of these, these women so busy. I'll be getting on here by myself. But I think that works better for most people. You got Dr. Kiki Ramsey, Professor, all this stuff. You got Tawan with all of her business and Lisa with all of her stuff, and then it just leave little on me. I'm the only one be on here. So
all your stuff.
I gotta change to get them on here. But I'm so grateful, and you guys have an amazing night. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. Find my new page on Facebook. I think I got 6 followers, but it's gonna grow back to 8, 10, 15, 20,000 because God, I believe for it.
Amen.
Y'all, I'm telling you, my YouTube channel, I love you guys. Futuristic, thank you so much for getting on, because I'm telling you, my YouTube channel is
almost unique pieces.
Gail, can I give a shout out to today is my son's birthday, so I just want to say happy birthday, Cam.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
My baby turned 28 on Monday.
What you say?
My baby turned 28 on Monday.
Oh, the Monday past or the Monday coming?
Pisces.
Just past Monday.
Oh, okay.
Just past Monday. Yep.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Mozzie.
You gotta protect them. You gotta protect them, because
and you know he cute. They some cute ones too. So you screen them little nasty girls. Anyway, good night, you guys.